Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk to you about my IUD experience. Before I got my IUD inserted, I was actually on birth control, and I had been on birth control for 2.5 years. Quite honestly, I was sick and tired of being on birth control. It was a pain in the ass to remember to take the goddamn pills, and I was just fed up with it. I wanted to be done with the pills, but at the same time, I still wanted some form of birth control. And then during a conversation with one of my friends, the IUDs were brought up. Now, I will admit that up until this point, I didn't know what the hell an IUD was, okay? No, I have not been living under a rock. I, honest to God, was just not aware of what an IUD was. So my friend and I talked, and she educated me with regards to what an IUD was and what it did. And I was like, this sounds freaking great. Like, no pills are involved. This thing gets inserted. It stays there for 5 years. It's one of the top rated versions of birth control. Like, this is dope. Like, sign me up. So I ended up booking an appointment at our local women's clinic, and I was examined to make sure that the IUD would work for me, which it was all good to go. Upon further inspection, the nurse practitioner who examined me figured that I would do better with a hormonal IUD as opposed to a copper IUD. So the hormonal IUD that I got, it's called a Gagne, and it's a little bit smaller than the copper IUD, but the hormonal IUD was the ideal choice. For me, at least. So the examination goes good, we're all good to go like I said before, and we book an appointment for the insertion, which I had no freaking idea was actually considered a surgery. So I go into the room, the nurse talks to me briefly, and then she lets me go behind the curtain to have some privacy to change. So I get changed and I sit on the like bench type thing, or bench bed type thing that you have to sit on, and I position myself at the ready, and she's got all of her tools on the left hand side of me on the counter, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw what I thought at the time looked like a hollowed out syringe, and I was like, what the hell is she gonna do with that? Like, that's weird. But then I looked again and saw that it was an actual needle full of something, and I was like, excuse me, is that for me? And she goes, yes, a lot of women get a little bit of freezing on their cervix when they get this procedure done because there's a bit of a pinch. And I was like, you know, I don't want any needles in or around this here area, so can we like do without it? And she goes, oh yeah, absolutely. And then I look at her and I go, just for curiosity purposes, how many women don't get the freezing? And she's like, honestly, pretty much all of them get the freezing. You're the first one that I've ever had that didn't get the freezing. And I'm just like, oh, okay, well, we'll try it without. Worst mistake of my damn life. I should have gotten the needle regardless of how scared I was, because that hurt. It literally felt like someone was giving me a goddamn piercing down there, and it sucked. Now for the rest of the procedure, I really didn't feel any more pain per se. I felt more discomfort than anything, but that was to be expected, so not a big deal. However, after she had inserted the IUD, because she told me, okay, I'm inserting the IUD, she inserted it, and then she was pulling the clamp away, and she pulls it, and then she goes silent for about 5 seconds, and I'm like, oh, is everything okay? She goes, we're gonna have to try again. And I said, what do you mean we're gonna have to try again? Apparently what had happened is she inserted the IUD, and then she went to pull the clamp away and get scissors to cut the strings, because there are strings that hang from an IUD. They're not visible or anything, but they're there. So she was cutting the strings to the right length, or she was going to, and before she had done that, the strings wound around the handle of the clamp. So when she tried to take the clamp away, she yanked the IUD out that she had just put in, and I was like, we have to do it again? And I go, do we have to do the pinch again? And she goes, yes, we have to do the pinch again. And I was like, I hate my life. So I tried to bargain with her, actually, which looking back on was pretty funny. And I said to her, I said, okay, is there any way that you can try and do it without the pinch? Because the pinch really freaking hurt, and if you can do it without the pinch, that'd be awesome. If it doesn't work without the pinch, go ahead and do the pinch. But if it doesn't have to happen, that'd be ideal, because it friggin' hurt. So I bargained with her, and she's like, okay, I'll try it without the pinch. Tried it without the pinch. thank God it worked. After all was said and done, I didn't really feel that bad. I didn't have any instant cramping, which was great. It's been about a month and a half, and side effects wise, it hasn't been too bad. I've had some sporadic nausea, which again hasn't really been that bad. I've also had a couple mood swings, which is again not that bad, but in the grand scheme of things, it's been quite alright. So there you go, you guys. That was my IUD experience story. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you guys enjoy my videos. Click the little bell icon down below so you're not missing notifications for uploads for me. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys. Bye.